Today we will be installing the first modification on the 2016 GMC Sierra. We have a cold air inductions cold air intake. I've already unboxed everything. Intake tube, flexible elbow, the air box, and the air filter. I was browsing YouTube, came across a video that dynoed a brand new truck before and after, and there was over 20 horsepower gains at the wheels on a brand new truck with a 5.3 engine. My truck has the 8-speed automatic. I will link the video below, and I will start off with a before open hood rev and an in truck before video 0 to about 60. Okay, so I removed the diagonal bracket here, 3 bolts. I removed the mass airflow sensor. I loosened the band clamp here and here. As you can see, the factory air intake has been removed. Since this is Gav Details, we took the time to clean that bottom tray there. Just a little bit of Wolfgang Uber rinseless wash in a bottle, sprayed with a towel. This is what will come out of your truck. Stock intake box. And my truck's about a year old. A little over 16,000 miles. They tell you to be careful when removing this grommet from the OEM intake. Mine actually stayed in the truck in this section here, so thankfully it didn't break. And we are moving on to moving the coolant bottle out of the way, and then we will be installing the new air box, reinstalling the coolant bottle, the intake elbow, which will also connect to the PCV valves. Then it is the filter. Tighten everything down, put the cover on, put the mass airflow sensor back, and connect the battery, put the brace, and take it for a ride. So, part 3 coming. New cold air box is in. Coolant tank installed. Reinstalled, the new inlet tube and the tubes for the PCV valve. Next is going to be intake tube. Nice looking welds on the bung. Looking inside, super smooth. Yep. Okay, so the next step is going to be to install the intake tube here to here. The filter element is going to go in, the lid will be secured, and then reinstalling the bracket and the negative battery cable, and then a first start. This will be a first startup. So in closing, it is $12.57. So I would say it took me about an hour for the install, following each individual step in the instruction booklet. I will note two items. They say to use a little bit of lubricant and a flathead screwdriver to reinstall the one grommet. That was rough, so I actually used a small pair of channel locks to very carefully pinch the nose of it and pull it through. Thankfully there was no damage to it. Number two was there is a secondary piece of tubing on the inside here, so I just had to reposition it a little bit in order to get the mass airflow sensor to drop in. Flathead screwdriver, just kind of push it so that the opening evenly lines up with the opening here on the bung, no problem. Lastly, I would say if you're getting this particular intake, or if you're getting any other intake that is pre-oiled, wipe the inside of the neck of the filter element, because when I would put the filter element onto the inlet tube and then go to tighten it down without holding the cone filter in place, as you tightened it, it would just slide off. So not a problem, you just wipe it off so that it prevents it being slippery, and that's it. So in closing, cold air intake installed on a 2016 GMC Sierra 1500 with the 5.3 V8. For a different kind of episode of Gav Details, if you liked the video, hit the like button. For more videos of the truck, the Camaro, and anything detail or car oriented, hit the subscribe button. Thanks.